Hey everyone, welcome to week 12 of the Edinburgh Marathon training series. This week was a bit of a taper week, basically cutting back some of the intensity, some of the volume, and just cutting it back a bit so we can kind of arrive next week at Boston Marathon UK fresh. We've had some great race results. I didn't PB in the 5K, but I ran a really solid race in Glasgow. I ran the cross-border 10K and we got a nice PB there. And then I just recently ran the Inverness half marathon where I got a PB as well. And now we're going to be racing Boston Marathon UK next weekend, and we're going to be going for that sub-3 depending on the weather. But yeah, if that's something you're interested in, make sure to subscribe and follow the journey. Like I said, this was a bit of a taper week. I still did workouts, but I did cut them back a little bit. And on Monday morning, I was starting to build up a lot more time at thresholds, but this week I just did 3 times 9 minutes with 60-second jog recovery, just going to that same kind of 3 in, 3 out breathing rhythm, and just getting into a nice rhythm with my cadence and my stride. Average pace ended up being 4:03 per K. Average heart rate 142, max heart rate 150. If you've been following the training series, just so many of my workouts, that is very similar heart rate numbers to those. Finished the session in 48 minutes, 10.5K on Monday morning. Moving on to the evening, I cut this one back a little bit as well, 6 times 3 minutes with a 60-second jog. The average pace was 3:59, so pretty good, not super quick, but a little bit quicker than the morning session. Average heart rate 141, max heart rate 149, so similar heart rate numbers as well. But yeah, I basically said I didn't enjoy this workout. I wasn't feeling good. Starting to taper. I don't know, my legs just didn't feel great. Breathing didn't feel great. Heart rate numbers still, look really good, but I just wasn't feeling good for this one. So we still got it in. We kept kind of the rhythm and the frequency of those workouts in, and just over 9K, 44 minutes. So yeah, we got it done, but it didn't feel great. Moving on to Tuesday morning, Jen needed the car, so I had to catch the bus in the morning at 6 a.m. So I just got out there and got 35 minutes in recovery. So 106 average heart rate, nice and chilled, but yeah, I didn't get to do my normal 45 minutes, but that's fine. And in the evening, I went out and did my 50-minute recovery still, average pace 6:10 per K, average heart rate 114. Not too bad, just over 8 kilometers, and yeah, maintaining the frequency of running. Generally do double days for the first 4 days of the week and then singles for the last 3. So yeah, Tuesday, a solid day. On the Wednesday, I still went out and did my 1 hour run. It's kind of a medium long run, if you want to call it. Basically an hour continuous, an easy kind of effort. The average pace ended up being 5:11 per K, and average heart rate was only 117, which I do mention in the description, but I only did 11.6K, even though it is 5:11 per K, which is not the fastest, but only 117 average heart rate is super low for that pace still, I find, for me. So really good signs of starting to recover and kind of the fatigue leaving the body basically, and yeah, starting to feel good when I'm running. And then Wednesday evening, I went out and just did my normal shuffle, 35-minute recovery. Average heart rate 110, average pace 5:53 per K. And again, a few people passed me and I was just like, oh, I just want to run a bit faster, but I know generally the amount I run, I need to have those kind of recovery shuffles. So I wrote here, trust the taper. So we're we're doing that. On the Thursday morning, I did a 22-minute tempo, and the average pace ended up being 4:21 per K, average heart rate 133, max heart rate 144. I really didn't feel good for this one. I just felt terrible. My heart rate felt like, or the perceived effort felt a lot harder than what the heart rate was suggesting, which is fine. It's good that my heart rate's still showing that those paces aren't like super hard for me. It's just that my body just didn't feel great. So that's fine. Heart rate numbers look good, and we still got 22-minute tempo in at a little bit faster than kind of an easy pace. And in 42 minutes, 8.5k, and average heart rate was 121 for the whole session. Not too bad. Just once again, just keeping in those workouts and making sure the legs are turning over a little bit quicker every now and then. Thursday evening, I did 8 times 1 minute on, 1 minute off. These ones were kind of just like a marathon effort. I think they worked out to be kind of between marathon pace and half marathon pace. Nothing super quick. And then I just jogged the off recoveries, and yeah, it was just good to feel like my legs were turning over quicker, and I was starting to feel better as the week went on. So it was nice to get those faster reps in. Just under 7k, average heart rate 114. So still, yeah, super light work. And I just wanted to get basically the legs turning over and feeling efficient. And on the Friday, I did my normal 45-minute recovery, 620 pace, and 104 average heart rate. So nice and chilled, getting ready for my last long run before the Boston Marathon, which I filmed. So I'll leave you to watch that footage, and I'll see you back when it's done. Hey everyone, welcome to my last Saturday long run before Boston Marathon UK. Today I'm just doing 2 times 2k, that kind of marathon effort. I'm feeling smooth. I'm just doing the kind of 5k warm up. Won't be big total volume, maybe 15k. So yeah, I'm actually tapering for this marathon. Slightly tapered this week, be about 95k, and then a bit more aggressive for next week. So yeah, feeling good. And just out here on the cycle path, not a puff of breeze, like probably hear some in the mic, but probably just from running. And got the Cielo, whatever they're called, Cielo X1 2.0 on. It's going to be the shoe of choice, I think. Protect the legs, feel fast still. So we're going to go with that. I'm so looking forward to it. Alright, I'm about to start one of the 2k reps. Just going to be to marathon effort. 3 in, 3 out breathing. Gonna see what pace it gets us, but more just going for marathon rhythm. So no strict paces, just getting the legs turning over and feeling like it's marathon effort. I'm not too bothered what the pace turns out to be. But yeah, I'll kind of maybe see you after that first 2k. Okay, that's that. Oh shit, still going. Still going. At pace. That's that 2k done. I think. So my legs are quite fresh, so ended up taking off quite quick. First K was 4:03. Second K, didn't look at it, but it was about 4:12. Heart rate was pretty controlled though, so it kind of just shows my legs were fresh. Took off a bit quick because my legs are fresh from the taper. Heart rate got to, I think, 144 around the middle point, and then kind of last K it was around 141, most of it 142. So yeah, pretty controlled. And just going to turn around here. Yeah, I think running 4:15s, because that's what I'm going to be doing for about 32k hopefully, should feel comfortable, should leave me a fair bit of energy for last 10 to 12k. Also, hopefully fight off the cramps because I've not pushed too hard early. So yeah, hopefully that's the case. But yeah, you just never know, do you? I'm just gonna have full recovery, 1 or 2k between these 2k reps. Make sure the heart rate gets nice and controlled. But yeah, I'm still not sure about these Cielos now. I was thinking it while I was doing that rep. Kind of just wish I had the Adios Pro 3s on my feet. So decisions. I just feel these, I think, will protect the legs a bit better for the marathon, but I feel more poppy in the Adios Pros, and I feel like it's less effort to get to marathon pace. So tough decision. I'll put a poll on the channel for you to decide, maybe just between those two. Even then I'll probably still make the decision myself, but good to get some input from you guys, your thoughts. Okay, I'll see you after the second rep. I'm just gonna control the heart rate now and enjoy the beautiful weather. It's not too windy, meant to be a storm coming, so glad I'm getting out early while it's dead still. Anyone plays golf, if they don't know, I'm actually a golf pro by trade, teaching pro, but this hole, the golf course I used to work at, reminds me of, I think it's the 16th at the Masters. Don't know if you can see it, but just with all the pines and that around the tee. Morning. All the pines and that around the tee. There's just no flowers around the back of it, but it just reminds me of that. So, need to get back playing. Just found out Darren used to play, so hopefully go to the range at some point. Just have a hit, don't need to go chase that little white ball. Save the legs for running. There's the green. See the pines to the left. It just needs like a backdrop of flowers. It's a nice course actually. Highly recommend. Pretty cheap as well. Great course. I just realised I forgot to talk to you about that second rep. Talking about golf. Went really good. Just trying to keep the heart rate basically between 140 and 145. Stayed in the low 140s. So it didn't really push up close to 145. I think it got, so the first rep was 407, pretty flat rep. Second rep, I think it was 415. I'll look at heart rate averages back at home, but the effort felt good. The shoots feel smooth. I don't know, maybe I feel like I'm working a little bit more than I would be if I had the Adios Pro 3s on, but who knows. There they are. All the naughty horses. To be fair, there were about 3 or 4 that didn't go across the river, so probably shouldn't say they're all naughty. Not nice to the good ones. I'm gonna finish off this. I've got about 4k to go and we'll round it up there, and then I'll have a chat to you back home about the numbers, just how I'm feeling. We'll finish off the training week. It's been another good week, so hope you're enjoying the series. I'll see you back home. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed being out with me on my last long run. We ended up doing 15k total, so not too much, and yeah, I felt good at the end of it. 1 hour and 13 minutes, average heart rate 129 for the whole thing. I did 2 times 2k, as you would have seen. I did about 1500 meters in between those reps as well, so pretty much full recovery, pretty much a jog in between as well. The first rep I did 403 for the first k, 413 for the second k, and that was an average heart rate of 141, and max heart rate did get to 145, so staying in around that kind of area. The first K of that is, I think just because my legs were fresh and kind of ready to go, that, yeah, 403 felt really good. And then once I did get further into the rep, the 413 is about the effort that I think marathon should be, kind of maintaining that effort. Rep 2, same again, 408, 415. 408 was pretty flat. 415, there was a little bit of an uphill. But once again, starting off a bit faster because I'm quite fresh. And then once I kind of level it out, the effort, 415. And exactly the same, average heart rate 141, and my max was 145. Average pace for those reps was 410 per K, and the average was under that read more, which was 141. So yeah, super controlled, and yeah, just trying to lock into that effort. Average pace ended up being 448 per K. So yeah, a solid long run, only 15K, but yeah, not doing too much the week before because I don't want to add any fatigue. And yeah, it went really well. Super happy with how I'm feeling. And then on the Sunday, we just did 45 minutes, 5:59 per K, 110 average heart rate. That was today, and it was kind of after Storm Dave, and the weather here has been terrible. So pretty much the whole thing was in sleet. And I was just like, just get me home. I would normally do 50 minutes, and the plan was to do 50 minutes. But I was kind of near home at 45 minutes, and I was like, you know what? It's not really going to make that much difference, and I'm kind of ready to go inside. So we cut it short at 45 minutes, did 7.5K. And yeah, it was fine out there, but I was just like, yeah, I'm ready to call it today. So the weekly total was still 96 kilometers, fairly high, higher than kind of what my last blocks were anyway. 322 meters at elevation gain, 8.5 hours. So yeah, I think next week will probably be similar mileage, but it's going to include the marathon, and I'm going to try and maintain some workouts in there just to maintain sharpness but not add too much fatigue. So I should be able to maintain right through to race day. Looking at my predictions, which, you know, a lot of people might want to see this kind of stuff, but I'm not really too bothered about it. 17:36 for 5K, I think reasonably realistic if I can get a good one. 1:21.03 for the half, 36:29 for the 10K, so they're pretty close to PB as well, and 2:55.17 for the marathon. Plan is to still go out at kind of between 1:29.30 and 1:30.30 for the half, kind of around that area, and try not to focus too much on pace, more effort and kind of how I'm going, how I'm feeling on the day, react to the wind, the temperature, all that. And yeah, we're just going to try and go out around that kind of pace. My VO2 max has gone up to 64. I don't know, maybe because I'm tapering a bit. I don't know why it's gone up so much, but yeah, I'm used to seeing that at 59. Threshold numbers, I don't normally look at, but 161 heart rate, 346 per K. That's kind of what it thinks my kind of threshold should be at. And I do mine a little bit below that so I can get more volume in and yeah, do it more often. So it seems to be really helping. I'm feeling a lot better at pace now. So yeah, hopefully that shows next weekend at Boston Marathon. I've got the number here, which feels like tissue paper. It's quite thin, so hopefully it's not too wet. That is the number. Hopefully we have a good run. So the next videos you will see will either be a weekly recap before the race vlog or the race vlog, depending on which one I edit first, and hopefully it's a good one. If not, hey, there's always Edinburgh, and yeah, this was just, I feel like I am peaking, so it's worth just going for it and seeing what we can achieve. But that's going to be it for the video. Once again, I hope your training is going well and you're getting ready for your races, getting excited for all these races coming up. So yeah, it should be good. Hopefully some nice weather as well. And I'll see you next week after the Boston Marathon.